Alright guys, this is my updated guide for the Mystic Lane on Orchis Omega. So the basic thing is that you should be really using this team on the first two nodes, and you should be really taking advantage of the exposed mechanic to get your Val and Sylvie ultimates ready all the time. The second thing is to charge up your death pool, hopefully on first node, to get her ready for the last node, so that you can one-shot the gladiator over there. And if you don't, you can charge her up on the second node as well, but you have to play it super carefully because we have Gore and Quicksilver over there stealing charges. So we are doing difficulty 2 because of the event, but this is still doable in difficulty 3 as well. On the first node, definitely use the empowered special, because you get the exposed online straight away. So you will get all the energy that you need with those three exposed already. And charging up Death Pool, you're going to be doing the ultimate. And you're going to be doing that ultimate until you get 3 charges and full energy. That's the basic idea. Sylvie ultimate, straight away, turn meter rewind is golden here. And on difficulty 3, I think you can do the ultimate, but in difficulty 2, you might have to slow play a bit to get a death pool ready, so I'm doing the special instead at this point. I'm doing the basic usually with mephisto, because I don't want to get taunts on my hero characters. At this point, I'm debating whether to use the ultimate straight away or not, but I think I'm just gonna do it. Not slow playing too much, because that will be dangerous. Difficulty 2 is definitely easier, but there's not that much of a difference. Difficulty 2, the same basic principles still working here. Yeah, it feels like you want to spread these, and that would be a pretty good idea, but at the same time you want to charge your death pool up, so if you have full energy, use that energy to use the ultimate. And because of that reason, the only good option is to hit that annoying North Star to get that evade down. And I decided to use the ultimate over here just to make sure that the end of the node goes as smoothly as possible. And yeah, doing the ultimate, if I remember correctly, I think I do. Nothing crazy going on in here. And now we're just trying to make sure that we have all the energy and everything ready once we enter the last node. So trying to get those exposed online. Remember to have your Val as a striker, so that you will get that ISO 8 attack as well if you fail with the first attack, because these guys have crazy amounts of by the way, here we're using the last ultimate to get the 4th charge. So these guys have a crazy amount of resistance, so your exposed get resisted a lot. So it's a good idea to have your Val as a striker. Most people have them as a striker anyway, so but just make sure that they are a striker for this purpose, because you want to make sure that those exposed land in any situation, and hitting those vulnerables with, let's say, your basics or specials or whatnots, or your ultimates even, it will make sure that you get to land that exposed, at least with the ISO 8 attack. At this point we have full energy, so we're just trying to slow play it and making sure that we are ready for the next node. On this attempt, my death pool is ready with 4 charges and full energy, and that means that we will be using Loki on the second node instead of death pool, because we want to preserve those exposed, sorry, those charges on death pool, so that I can use that charge ultimate on the last node for the gladiator. So nothing crazy going on in here anymore. We are fully energy, fully charged. Everything's ready for the second node. Exposed, charge up your death pool. Use the Mephisto special to get those exposed. That's about it. That's the first node. The second node, it's a lot trickier. We have Gore and we have Quicksilver. That means that your death pool is at risk to lose her charges. So if you don't have your death pool ready at this point, you can go with your death pool. But be aware of those characters. You have to have your Dormammu and your Sylvie specials ready when they land, so that you can control them. You have to kill your gladiator before they land, because if you're stuck behind a taunt, you're in trouble. But at this point, we have our death pool ready, so we are ready to switch her to Loki. And Loki doesn't do much here except for some speed with the passive. Loki does give energy to Sylvie, so if you don't have your ultimate ready, you can use Loki to get her ready. And the mirror images work pretty well with the exposed. On the second node, we are using the special as well, and that's because there's only 2 Annihilator characters, so you can get the exposed online. On the last node, that's not possible, so we're going to be using ultimate over there. So Sylvie ultimate, nothing crazy going on in here. We got the exposed online. We are turn meter rewinding everyone, and it's looking good. I'm using the ultimate here, and at this point I'm playing it super carelessly because we don't have our death pool here, but you have to worry about Gore at this point. So now that I'm killing most of these characters before I'm killing Gladiator, it really can get you into trouble, because if Gore and all the rest land like here, and you're still behind the taunt, then you might be in trouble. And if you would have your death pool over here at this point, I would suggest you back out and quit loose before Gore or Quicksilver takes a turn. But we don't have to worry about that right now. So we are just banging our heads to the walls and just trying to get this done with this composition. The Val special is actually pretty good, because you can get that ability block on Gore, and as you can see, we didn't get the ultimate from Gore straight away. And this is one of the places where I use the special from Mephisto as well, because I really want to get that extra damage on Quicksilver or Gore to make sure that I don't get my charges stripped away. But at this point, it's getting a bit hairy, because these guys are getting a lot of buffs, and I'm thinking about actually quit losing at this point and just going in again. But I'm still trying to get it done. Like I said, I played a bit too carelessly. You might want to slow play the first wave a bit to make sure that you are ready for the second wave. So not using that ultimate from Dormammu might be a good idea. Not using that Val ultimate straight away and kill everyone might be a good idea, and using those specials or basics just instead to get those exposed online and sort of like, yeah, slow play to get ready for this wave. Because once this wave drops, you really want to have everything ready, because that will help you a lot. But we will be playing this. At this point, there's not much to it. You definitely, there's Spysock characters you have to worry about. At the same time, Gore is definitely a dangerous character. Pav is a character that can basically one shot your team, especially on difficulty 3. So, and luckily we don't have Peter B at the same time over here, so we cannot get like a sort of stuck all the way with the healing and everything. But yeah, we're definitely struggling at this point, just trying to get something done, and I have my finger at the quit button ready to quit lose at any point because I don't want to pay like 50s for the healing or the revives. But I'm still sort of like trying to look for a spot to be turning this node around and hopefully get to the last node without doing a second attack on this one. But it's definitely not looking easy. And on difficulty 3, this would have been a definite quit lose at way earlier than this point. I'm debating on using the ultimate, but yeah, you don't want to use that ultimate at this point because you want to save that on the last node. Remember, your exposed can definitely get resisted, so deflects and characters with high resistance are a problem. So beware of your deflects and whatnots because those can be troublesome. As you can see over here, I don't think I get the exposed, and I already did once against deflect and didn't get it done. So yeah, mind your deflects. All right, so we timed out, and at the correct time when uh, Penny Parker did her ultimate, but yeah, it's a pretty easy heal up because we are not using Dormammu on the last now, so we have to heal him up, which is using Deathpool instead. So yeah, Sylvie and Loki, and getting rid of that Dormammu and putting Deathpool in. And on this node, you really want to use Loki instead of Dormammu so that you get the advantage on speed and you go before the opposing. This is the exact composition for the last node. We are still cleaning up the second node, but yeah, while I'm doing this, I'm just explaining the start of the last node, and you really want to use your Loki in there because at the speed meter, because if you don't use Loki and Deathpool, the opposing Void Knight will be going before you, and that means that you will be ability blocked straight away, and Gore will be taking a turn and doing the ultimate and clearing away your charges, and you're gonna be just screwed. And the key is to use Loki instead of Dormammu to get the extra speed, so that your character goes before Void Knight, and you can use your Sylvie ultimate to turn meter rewind, and then you can use the charged Deathpool ultimate for the Gladiator and go from there. On this note, we have 3 Annihilator characters at the start, so you won't get any vulnerables or any exposed straight away until one of those characters are dead. So we cannot use the special from Mephisto, the empowered Mephisto special at the start. We have to use the ultimate. The basic is a bad idea also because we have Deathpool at full charge, ready to just one-shot that Gladiator, so there's no point in doing that basic. So ultimate is definitely the right call at this point. This will also make it a bit easier for your lane mates if you happen to lose and they have to clean this up. But that's pretty self-explanatory. We're using this ultimate because I'm hoping, and here's the charged Deathpool ultimate. Say goodbye, Gladiator. And we're using those mirror images because once we get those guys out, I'm hoping to get exposed online and get more energy straight away. So at this point, we don't have any vulnerables online, so you won't be getting that isolated attack, but that ultimate is really still pretty golden at that point. And nothing crazy going on in here. The ultimate from Mephisto, even with offense down, is still super good, so we're going with that. It doesn't matter who you're targeting at this point because there's no vulnerables in there. But yeah, definitely Green Goblins, definitely Gore, definitely Nightcrawler are the targets that you want to be killing. And that's why I'm going for Gore at this point. And we should be getting some exposed here at some point. Let's see when and where. This is my Hail Mary, fingers crossed that Thanos would get some sort of a crit and kill Nightcrawler before the ultimate, and that was never going to happen. But we tried anyways. Now we're just in for the exposed. We have a vulnerable online, and we got the exposed with the isolate attack. As you can see, you can resist a lot of those exposed. So you have to play it carefully when you want to put those exposed online because they can be resisted. So be aware of those deflects, be aware of defense ups, be aware of vulnerables. Yeah, those are things you have to notice when you do this. Void Knight is definitely a good target here, but I cannot resist the urge to do that special on that side because we can get the ability blocks on everyone. I was hoping that these bleeds and defense down would be enough to kill that Void Knight. I was wrong, so don't be like me and be careful and kill him first. So here's Void Knight doing the ultimate on us, and that makes things a bit hairy, but luckily it doesn't matter because at this point it's either a easy cleanup or you can probably switch this around. On difficulty 3, play more safely than I do at the moment, but we can turn this around and we can one shot these nodes, so that's pretty good. There's an exposed, so always make sure that you hit the exposed. This is a chain attack, so it will be hitting that lizard. And that should have probably gone to the Ghost Rider, Cosmic Ghost Rider, because there's a full energy on him, and at the same time he had a vulnerable, so we could have get like more exposed online easier, sort of. So to make sure that you get all the energy that you can get on this node, it can depend on one or two hits getting that Sylvia ultimate ready and just turn me to everyone, and then you're just going really good again. So really abuse those exposed if you can. But that's it. That's how I do these nodes.